So Nissan have been doing some interesting research recently. I did bring you a video the other day which basically covered how younger generations are preferring electric cars to petrol and diesel equivalents. Now we're talking about automated driving, I should say. Basically where obviously it's an AI powered car effectively, it drives itself, driverless cars, but obviously you are a passenger in them, and something that a lot of people are not particularly comfortable with. I brought you a little thing a while ago saying something like, what was it, 80% of drivers are not comfortable with AI powered cars just yet, but I imagine that is going to shift more towards more people being comfortable with them as it kind of, well, it improves, it becomes more prevalent, and also the technology becomes more accessible, really, it becomes more prominent, really, in a lot of cars. I imagine a lot of cars will eventually have the option to do that before eventually it'll kind of be the only thing that people do. But let's have a look at this, guys. There's a full article here on the motoringchronicle.com going over Nissan's kind of finding here, at least the research that they have backed when it comes to autonomous driving. A consortium of 5 industry partners has successfully completed the UK's latest automotive driving AD research project, the most rigorous ever in the country. Evolve AD builds on previous Nissan-backed projects in the UK, Human Drive and Serve City, bringing autonomous mobility closer to reality as part of the company's global vision for a safer, cleaner, and more inclusive world. It ends an intensive 8-year period during which more than 16,000 autonomous miles were driven across the country's motorways, urban centres, residential streets, and countryside, with 0 accidents. Well done, that is better than most human drivers. David Moss, who is the Senior Vice President, Region Research and Development for Nissan AMIEO, which is Africa, Middle East, India, Europe, and Oceania. That guy can barely fit his title on his door at that point. That is an incredible title. Said all 3 research projects have been tremendously successful in driving our knowledge and understanding of how AD technology performs across challenging driving environments. It has been a privilege working with our dedicated partners to advance AD mobility, as well as making driving safer by reducing human error and cleaner by improving efficiency. This technology can give many more people access to mobility who may not have had it today due to location, age, or disability. Our talented UK team at Nissan Technical Centre Europe in Cranfield will continue developing this technology, and we are excited to bring AD mobility services to customers in the coming years. The successful conclusion of Evolve AD prepares for the next phase of AD deployment, which will assess the readiness of the cities and regions across the UK for the introduction of AD systems and services. Delivered by a consortium of 5 partners, including Nissan as technical lead, Evolve AD was jointly funded by government and consortium partners. The government's £100 million Intelligent Mobility Fund is administered by the Centre for Connected and Autonomous Vehicles, CCAV, and delivered by the UK's innovation agency, Innovate UK. Over 21 months, the 5 partners, Nissan, Connected Places Catapult, Humanising Autonomy, SBD Automotive, and TRL, worked to technically support UK supply chain readiness for future mass deployment of AD technologies in the UK. Nissan is conducting autonomous mobility service research globally in Japan, the UK, and the US. This includes the latest Easy Ride Serena AD vehicle testing in Yokohama, Japan, where the company is aiming to launch autonomous mobility services. Evolve AD contributes to Nissan's ongoing global development of autonomous mobility, sharing insights and data to understand how the technology can be tailored to perform safely across different driving conditions worldwide. During Evolve AD, connected autonomous vehicles, CAV, were tested in various simulators and on private test tracks before introduced to urban, residential, and rural roads for the most rigorous test of AD technology ever in the United Kingdom. These road types present unique challenges for AD technology, including low-speed driving on narrow, single-lane roads in urban residential areas. For higher-speed routes on winding roads with no markings in rural areas, Nissan has introduced a chassis control system for the AD vehicle to enhance the brakes and steering and allow it to perform as an advanced driver. Using infrastructure such as CCTV on residential streets, the Evolve AD CAVs received information to improve situational awareness, creating a unique test study on how vehicle to infrastructure V2i, I should say, can be used to enhance the performance of CAVs, as well as developing all new V2i technologies. Really tripped me up, this acronym there. And some quotes there at the bottom. If you want to go check it out, do go over to themotoringchronicle.com. But yeah, I mean, for me personally, like I've never, I can't see myself being comfortable with it. I really can't. It'd be like, I know it's a, well, it's actually, no, it's quite a good example in a sense. Obviously on planes a lot of the time now, computers effectively do a lot of the work rather than the pilots, but you still have the pilots there in case the system fails. So that's why I'd never be truly comfortable. Would you be comfortable getting on a plane that has no pilots? Would you be comfortable getting on a bus that has no driver? Most people would say no. But would you be comfortable getting on a train, for example? A lot of people always say, oh, what about trains that have got no drivers? There's loads of them. I think there's one in London, isn't there? Is it a London Light Docklands Railway or something? Docklands Light Railway? I forget it now. I've been to London a few times, but I'm not too clued up on the public transport there. But I'm sure that was a thing where they didn't have drivers. But you're fine with that because it's on tracks and you're not going to get idiots trying to do stupid things that are testing the system, really. So that's a bit of a different thing. So most people, I think, are still going to be very apprehensive about autonomous driving. It's going to come in. It's going to come in eventually. Like I said, it's going to be an option for things eventually. And I think there are some places where you can do it. I'm sure in America, and at least in some states, you can have autonomous drivers. I'm sure I've seen some people going around in taxis without drivers. I just couldn't do it, man. I just don't trust. I don't have that much faith in machines. I've seen Terminator, all right? I've seen iRobot. I've been warned about this. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Would you be comfortable being in a autonomous car? Would you prefer it? Some people can't drive. This would open up avenues for them, of course, without having to rely on other people or taxis or public transport or whatever. So there are benefits there, but it's just making sure that it's safe, and doing that is incredibly difficult. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see some more content on the world of the automotive industry, just like this here on the motoringchronicle.com, guys. Have a great week ahead. See you very soon.